Hey everyone, it's Amanda here with your November 2019 RuneScope. Big announcement this month. As of mid-December, RuneScopes will be going on an indefinite hiatus. So, yeah, my full-time gig has just gotten to be a little too much to try to balance making the videos and private sessions and all of that stuff. So, yeah, there will not be any more videos starting in 2020, and I will also no longer be offering private sessions until after mid-December. So if you've always wanted to get a session with me and you never have, it's now or never. I'll do my best to accommodate everyone, but it is, you know, first come, first serve for the 30-minute Skype session. So drop me an email if you want to set those up. Get them before they're gone, get them while they're hot. I did want to let you know also next month, instead of a December RuneScope, I'll be posting your 2020 RuneScope. It'll be the same format, but I will just be looking at the full year instead of 1 month. So that at least you'll have that here on YouTube and you can refer back to it throughout 2020. This month's spiritual guidance will also be the final thing that I post over on my Vimeo channel. I am not going to renew that in February, so it will go away at February 2020. But again, all of that content will be outdated as of then. This will be the last thing posted over there. So just wanted to give you a heads up about that, so you won't be like, oh, you know, that my spiritual guidance from February 2017 went away. Yeah, all of that stuff will be gone. So just wanted to let you know about that. I think that's it. Yeah, this is just something I had to do. I have to kind of, you know, turn my attention to other things now. It's just time. So we'll talk about it a little bit more in the 2020 RuneScope next month. But this month, let's turn our focus to November. I will be using, in conjunction with our runes, the Golden Tarot by Cat Black. There are 2 videos. I think it's Scorpio and Cancer that I use the Oswald Worth Tarot, for those of you that are interested in that. But it was just too hard to shuffle because it's a brand new deck. So I've got to break this one in a little bit more because it was seriously like hurting my hands. So I had to switch. So if you notice that there's a different deck in those 2 readings, that's why. Then, as I said, be sure to join me for our last, at least for a while, hey, I never say never, but our last spiritual guidance reading from the Wisdom of the Oracle divination cards. This is by Colette Baron Reed. If you don't have time to learn the tarot, you know, don't want to learn how to read runes, but you need something to kind of check in and read for yourself, I highly recommend this deck. It is the best oracle deck I've ever used. It's not all airy-fairy rainbows and butterflies and that kind of BS. It's like it actually has like real world wisdom, practical advice for you. So if you are looking for stuff you can actually use and you want to read for yourself, but again, maybe don't have time to go into the study that it would take to learn the entire tarot system, then I highly recommend this deck if you just need a way to get some quick, concise, practical answers. So, and I'll try to remember to put a link to it below in the description box with everything else. But I think that covers it for now. But let's jump in and see what November holds for all of you. Hey Aries, let's get our runes cast for you for November 2019. What's in store for Aries? November 2019, Aries. I hope you're the most. Aries. November 2019. So as always, Aries, you know the drill. These are general readings. So some of these messages will hopefully be for you, but others that don't resonate are for other Aries that are watching. Just because we share a sun sign, we're still individuals. So check out the video for your rising sign as well. You'll often find that there's additional information, clarification. Some months you may find that all of your specific messages are coming through that general reading. If you would like something far more specific, get them while they're hot. You can book a private session with me. But yeah, they'll only be available for a limited time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to go back and watch the intro where all questions shall be answered. In general, in the present energy, we've got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So present energy, we're looking at end of October into early November for the majority of you. For others of you, this could be the energy around whenever you find your way to this video. So the Ace of Cups is something to do with a disappointment about something. You may be finding out someone's not going to be able to come see you, not going to be able to come for Thanksgiving. There's something up in the air with plans, maybe particularly travel plans. Either you going to visit somebody or someone coming to visit you. This could be a long distance relationship, or it could be just a friendship. Maybe you were hoping to get home for the holidays, but you're not going to be able to make it, or somebody's telling you they're not going to be able to come for Thanksgiving if you celebrate Thanksgiving, which we have here in the States in November. So yeah, it's a disappointment, but I think it's short-lived based on what else we've got going on in the month here. Which we'll of course talk about as we move along. So yeah, if that's the case, we do have Mercury retrograde most of the month, Aries, so it could be that it's, plans can fall through but then be back on, and then, they can change 3 or 4 times in a Mercury retrograde. It can kind of be back and forth a lot during the month. So yeah, this may not be set in stone. It may be delayed or postponed, so there could be like, okay, I can't come for Thanksgiving, but I'll come for Christmas, or, I can't get off work those dates, but I'll schedule for later. So yeah, it could just be a postponement. If you are traveling during the month of November, delays are going to be prevalent, right? It is with Mercury retrograde. It's going to be hanging around to affect any travel, particularly. Now, I think it's 3 weeks, so towards Thanksgiving, I think we'll be at the tail end of it, but still, it can be like that day it goes direct in particular can be a real doozy. So, it takes a minute to, even though it's a fast planet, it takes a minute to work up speed. So, yeah, if you are traveling, just kind of work delays, layovers, maybe have a backup plan in mind. Maybe kind of know the layout of the airport, where the nearest hotels are. If you know anybody in a certain city, just maybe kind of be like, hey, I'm have a layover in your city, so something goes wrong, can I crash with you? Have a backup plan here. But I think for most of you, it's just like the plans get delayed or postponed to another time. And it's disappointing because you wanted to see this person, wanted to spend time with this person, or, going to have to wait a little bit longer, or at least it seems that way at the beginning of the month. The challenge of the month, we've got the 3 of Coins. So there could be a project or something you're collaborating on, perhaps with the team or with at least 2 other people, since it's a 3. And it could be a very creative project. Writing, maybe it's a mural or some sort of craft project. I don't know, a quilt. I'm just kind of throwing out there what they're showing me. So those must be landing on somebody out there. But yeah, there's some creative venture that you're working on. Or maybe you just work in a creative field and this is your team. I feel like the challenge may be to come up with the right idea for something. The 3 of you may be, it seems like you work well together, but coming up with the way forward that you all agree on, or the direction you're going to go creatively with something is where you're kind of running into obstacles. But again, this rune is upright, and so is the 3 of Coins here. So I don't think it's going to be an insurmountable challenge. I think you will get that idea. You will be able to move forward with this. It's just a matter of kind of coming to a consensus and everybody agreeing as a group on the direction, because it seems like one person's job affects everybody else, and vice versa. So y'all have to be in alignment here. But it's going to come to you. It's going to come, and I feel like it is going to be one of those kind of symbiotic moments where one person says it and then you're all like instantly on the same page. So once you get that idea, once that light bulb appears, you're off to the races, because it is kind of like you just kind of feed off of each other's energy and build. So there's a reason that you are working with this group of people. It's because you are, you work very well together, actually, when you get into the groove, when you get the idea, and when you get moving on this. Some of you, your challenge may be to find people to collaborate with. You may be wanting to find a group to collaborate with on something creative, or yeah, looking on expanding your network, expanding your skills, but you may be wanting to do so through experience, through actually creating something with other people. So maybe kind of like, do I know any people who know how to do this? Do I already have people in my circle that I could collaborate with on this? So, but it is kind of like, I've got to find just the right ingredients, right? So you may be focused on that in the month of November, but I do think you're going to be successful with these in the upright. And sometimes it's hard, even with people that we do, we are on the same page creatively, or you respect their abilities. There can be moments where it's frustrating, and when we can't come up with the direction or the idea, or can't agree on which way to go, or nobody likes your idea, that just means that it's not the right one. I feel like you guys will all be, whoever's part of the team, the group, whoever's planning this, everybody will be in agreement when they hear the idea, because it's brilliant. And I can't see who comes up with it, Aries. You may be the one that comes up with it. Others of you, it could be somebody else within the group, but you do all build on whatever the idea is. So it's definitely a joint group collaborative thing. The help that's going to be available for the month, we've got the Two of Cups. So this is, a relationship, a partnership. This is a romantic connection. This could be somebody you are, somebody at a distance that you're talking to. Again, it could be the same person that it's like, I was planning a trip there, but I don't think, the trip that gets postponed or delayed. So, but it's not gonna be like you feel like they are not wanting to see you, or so it's not like that, or that, oh my God, we're breaking up. That's not the case. There is just kind of this delays and frustrations and stuff with traveling. But you are going to connect in other ways with the Two of Cups. This is an emotional connection. So you are going to connect, on Skype or FaceTime, or, you're definitely going to be able to continue to talk that way, or maybe you'll talk a little bit more, touch base if you're not going to be able to see each other. But yeah, try not to get upset if this is somebody telling you that they can't make it, or if you can't go see them, you're going to be able to reschedule it. And I think it's going to help you that they are, like, if you're the one that has to cancel, it does seem that they are very understanding, and, they're not giving you a lot of grief about it. So, and it's going to help you to kind of focus on the emotional bond and realize, don't go to the dark place. They just don't want to see me, It's going to help you to focus on the emotional connection, because it's still there. You're still going to feel it, and you're going to trust in that. And that's going to alleviate any concerns of, that your brain may be playing on you, tricks your mind may be playing on you. Like, oh, this person doesn't want to see me. They are, making excuses. No, it really does seem like something unforeseen, or things fall through because plans change, as they're wont to do during this kind of energy. What must be accepted? Got the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is all about, it's a very fantasy-esque type of card. So there could be a lot of, talking about fantasies, sharing fantasies going on. Very kind of romantic, sexy month going on here, Aries. Talking with somebody that you really have like strong feelings for, that that they make you happy. you feel lucky that they talk to you or they give you their time. Wow, Aries. So yeah, it's almost like I feel blessed that you're shining your light upon me. And that's usually how you think people should feel when you look at them, Aries. When you're sharing your time with them. Usually like, yeah, you're lucky that I'm giving you my time. But yeah, it does seem like many of you have met someone who, and some of you may have met this person back in July with the 7 here, just the indication I'm getting. And if you do have a little spat or an argument with someone that you care about, or your mate or your partner or whatever, due to having to, maybe you're having to postpone or not going to be able to travel for Thanksgiving as a couple, if you're married or things come up or work schedules or whatever are not going to allow for it. If you do have an argument or a spat or a disagreement, it's going to help you to come back together. Like, you're going to be able to fix it because the emotional bond is stronger than any of this, just very quick passing energy. It's like it lasts a month, right? So if you can make it to the end of November, it's going to be good. But you know what else? If you're a single Aries and you're traveling home for Thanksgiving, you're this delay, you could be meeting someone during the delay at the airport. It could kind of, it could be happening to kind of keep you in the right place at the right time to meet someone at the bar where you're, if there's a layover or a delay, you're hanging out at the bar, or you go grab a bite to eat, or you go in the shops and, you look up and Mr. or Miss Right is there. It can happen with the 7 of Cups. For sure, and these runes are very strong. You could really hit it off with somebody. So it turns out, delays, frustrations, layovers, things like that could be working in your favor, very much so. And this could be very much with the 7 of Cups, somebody who very much is like a fantasy, like dream person. So either the way they look, or maybe where they're from, or maybe they have an accent that, is particularly like, I would love to be with somebody who talked like that, something like that. Or they look like your celebrity crush. There's something here with, it's fantasy fulfillment, right? But if this is a long distance relationship, it can be like, if you're always living in the fantasy, we can kind of come crashing down when we have to deal with each other in reality. So, enjoy this, of course, but yeah, just keep in mind that saying ain't doing, right? No matter how good it is in the moment, yeah. You don't want to get too lost in our rose-colored glasses. And another thing is, nobody can live up to this, right? Because it's fantasy, right? It's not real. And no real person can live up to that. And neither can you, Aries, if somebody's feeling that way about you, putting you on this pedestal, as they should, right? But there's still a lot of joy to be had, I do feel like some of you may just be like postponing this to the next week or something. So it may not even be like a long postponement. Some of you may still be meeting up or seeing each other. But I am seeing a lot of talking. So either maybe by phone or texting, but it's very fun and lighthearted and romantic, and perhaps very sexual with this fantasy card. So yeah, don't get too discouraged about how this delay is coming about here in November, Aries. I feel like it's a temporary energy. The outcome for the month, got the Empress in reverse. And the Rune of Partnership, Gifu. So it's a very love, relationship focused month for you Rams here in November. Let me see what's coming through here. Yeah, I just feel like there's a little bit of this frustration of wanting to move this relationship forward, and that may be what the disappointment is that if you can't get together with somebody or you have a little spat or disagreement, You know, you may be feeling like I just want this to move to the next level. I want to feel this secure that we're exclusive or we're a couple, or I just want to be with this person. I want to advance the relationship so that we can be together all the time. And it may be a month in November of a take what you can get kind of energy with that. It's not to say it's not coming, but you wouldn't want something that solidified to happen in November anyway with Mercury retrograde, because it just doesn't have the staying power. Anything that starts during a Mercury retrograde, it tends to just kind of fall apart, or you have to go back and redo it, or it doesn't have the stable foundations that it needs to last. And so if you really want to be with this person, it's a blessing. So yeah, delays are a blessing, as they always are. It's just so difficult to see because we only are seeing like a little sliver of the picture in the moment where we are at. So, but yeah, Aries, I do see it coming together. I do see you enjoying a relationship. I do, even if there's a disagreement or an argument, you're going to come back together. And yeah, if you are married, you already live with, the person you love, there could be some new thing that you were wanting to do that you were hoping to get off the ground, but it has to be postponed. Maybe you were wanting to move, because this is, in addition to travel, these are moving rooms. So, I mean, maybe you were like trying to get your house ready to put it on the market, or there's a deal that falls through. Again, that same thing about Mercury retrograde. You don't want to sign on a contract. You certainly don't want to buy big ticket items, like a house or a car. Certainly not anything electronic, a computer, a new cell phone. Table all of that till December. Ask Santa for it. Because, when you get it, it's probably going to be defective, or, real estate deals are more likely to fall through in that energy. So whatever's being postponed is for the best. And if you are kind of tabling the moving, Aries, in November, it could come back around in the spring, because the Empress always signifies spring to me. It signifies Taurus, is the sign associated with it. So you may pick this back up in April, right after your birthday or around your birthday time, Aries. April and May may be when you kind of come back to the moving thing. I'm not saying for all of you it has to be that, but at least for November, it seems like if something's fallen through, you may have to regroup, and maybe because of the holidays and everything, and the cold weather in a lot of places here in the Northern Hemisphere, it just may not be the right time to push forward with that. But so yeah, kind of go with the energies as best you can in November. Because they're happening for your higher good. And anything that's delayed, it's being delayed so that it will be better later, or more solid later, like more dependable, more stable later. It's going to end up being far better than it would be if you started it now, because it wouldn't last. It would kind of just dissipate. But yeah, I do feel like there's some serious talking going on between you and a partner, or you and a love interest, Aries, about fantasies and where you want this to go. So I think you're talking about it, but the actual manifestation of it, or the planting the seeds, it has to be delayed a little bit, but that'll be different for all of you. If not this winter, then the spring for sure. But that's the best time to plant seeds anyway, right? But let's jump over to Vimeo. I'm going to shuffle the wisdom of the oracle. We will see what further guidance we can get for you for November. That link to the Vimeo channel is below. I'll see you over there for the last spiritual guidance reading, at least for a while. If you don't know what I'm talking about, again, check the intro. All will be explained. I'll see you over there, and we'll talk next month, Aries. Good luck.